Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Cash Money Gabs, taking over for the 99 and 2000s, and cashmoney.gabs on Instagram. If you haven't already, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Here on my channel, I do cash stuffing videos, budget with me's, and all the things money and budgeting related. For today's video, it's a little bit different. I am doing kind of like a budget with me, apartment budget type of thing, what's going on in my head. So I figured I would like share it with you guys. Last year we did have some issues at our old place with my family. That was a very like unexpected move. I was saving to move, but all of a sudden within a month or a couple of weeks we had to just do it. So I had to use my savings challenges at that time to move, but this time around we are a lot more prepared. We are not moving until October. I will link down below or up in the cards my apartment hunting video. In that video I showed all the apartments we toured, the prices, all the fees, and I did have a giveaway, or I do have a giveaway in that video. It is still up. Basically you guys guessing which apartment we went with. You don't have to be right to be entered in the video. Even if you get it wrong, you're entered. But drum roll please. We went with the first apartment in the video, the first complex, but the second unit. So it was the most inexpensive unit and it was the nicest. I'm gonna put a clip here of the apartment that we got approved for. It had everything that we wanted: big closets, pantry, 2 bedrooms. That unit that we saw isn't the unit we're moving into, but they did tell us that we're gonna have that same like super pretty view. So we are super excited. There is a garage that we did decide to go with, elevators. Oh my god, you guys, at our current place, I do have a video of our current place we're in, that furnished apartment tour, so that will be linked up in the cards. It's just the 3rd floor, but you guys, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm just super out of shape. I mean, I work out, but stairs ain't it. So this complex, it does have an elevator. We are going to be on the 5th floor. A lot of people guessed number 6, the last unit. Pretty much everybody guessed that. And while that one was actually our favorite, it was just too far. And I think it was like right at our budget, but it just didn't make sense because it would have been like a 45-minute commute for my boyfriend. So even though it's under budget, we're going to be paying more in gas, whereas the place we got approved for, it's $16.45 and it's only like 20 minutes from my boyfriend's work. You know what I mean? So it just made more sense to go with this one. It had everything. It was the least expensive. That was like a big thing as well. In the last apartment in the video, I don't think I listed all the fees, but they did have additional fees there. So yeah, that was the reasoning behind that. Oh, and then the other problem with the other complexes is they didn't know what their availability was going to be for October. September was already like gone. Like everything is gone for the month of September, which is actually when we're supposed to be out of this apartment complex, but everything is gone. It's like so crazy. So that's the number one thing, is to start early with your apartment search. So a lot of places didn't know their availability for October, and this place that we got, they had the availability at the beginning of October. So everything just kind of like lined up. We will just get into the money. I did write everything out of my plan. So I just used the Notes app on the iPad. The apartment, so this is like the fees from the apartment just to get the apartment. The deposit was $600. I was very shocked because my credit, it's gotten better since last year, but I've never had a deposit that was, I mean, this still might be a lot for some people, but I've always had to pay like 1 month's rent for a deposit. So this was actually very nice to see. So yeah, so $600. Application fee was $90. It was $45 for the both of us, so $90. And then the admin fee was $250, so that was $940. I did put a check mark because it's already paid, so that's done. So for the moving, like the actual action of us moving, you know, doing everything, of course, U-Haul, I budgeted $200. I got like a quote online for a truck. It came out to like $150, so I put $200 just in case. For gas, that is $100. That's gonna be just for the U-Haul, and then if there's anything left over in my car, because we are gonna use my car as well to move stuff. Food, $250, because I know we're not gonna be wanting to cook or do anything for like a couple of weeks. My nephew's dad is also going to be helping us move, so we do want to, like, you know, buy him lunch or dinner or whatever. Miscellaneous things, $250, because, you know, shit happens. I did ask on my Instagram, like, what are some things that you guys might forget to budget for when it comes to moving? A lot of people said like cleaning supplies, packing stuff. At first I didn't even budget anything for like packing. I don't know what I was gonna do, just carry everything one by one. I didn't even think about boxes, but you know, things like that. Maybe you run out of tape and you need to go to the store to get something, or just little things like that that come up. And then for packing or like boxes, tape, stuff like that, I just budgeted $100. I had some people tell me that they spent about $100 on just boxes alone, so I felt like that was a good amount. I have a lot of suitcases, and I have these like really big black bins that I've always used when moving, so we do have those. And the cool thing about this place is like it's not even 10 minutes away from where we currently are, so we're not really driving that far to like move and stuff. So these two things are already taken care of, the apartment fees, and then I do already have, let me get it out, in my moving envelope, this already has $900 in it, so this is already good for that day. U-Haul, gas, everything, I already have the money, so that's done. I don't have to worry about that. I separated it, that way I wouldn't get confused and I wasn't as overwhelmed, so that's why I like checked off these things, that way I don't have to worry about it. So the only thing that we have to worry about is the rent for the new place. So, but I figured I would break it down because sometimes I get people that ask like, oh, how much do you know how much to save or how much to put away? This is an example of how I do it. So I wrote out rent for the new apartment. The prorated rent is $1,522.26. So I have to bring that when we move in like a money order or cashier's check. And then our current apartment, we're only staying here till October 10th. So we only have to pay up until that time. They couldn't give me a quote of what that's going to be because technically we're going to be staying outside of my lease. So she gave me like the calculation on how they would figure it out. So I estimated very high at $650. I can't imagine it being more than that for just 10 days being here, including like the additional fees. Basically, it's a month-to-month fee. She gave me how they calculated it, and I just kind of like put in my own numbers, and I did round up a lot. So I estimated $650. We'll see how that goes. I won't know until October 1st what it is. So hopefully that is right. My estimated amount that I'm trying to save for is $2,172.26. So how I'm going to figure out how to save for the rest, in this envelope, I have it's a future home envelope, so I'm putting the money here for the rent specifically. I just did my cash stuffing, so it's like really thick. It has $755, so that's our balance right now, or how much money we have. So what I did is I took the amount we have to save, $2172.26 minus $755. So by September 30th or October 1st, I have to have $1,417.26. So that's what I have remaining. So what I did, and I just wrote this out as like a visual, I wrote the dates for all of our paychecks. So how many times we're gonna get paid until September 30th. So August 12th, August 19th, etc. So there's a couple of ways that I thought I could do it, and I just picked the best way. One way you can do it, and a lot of people do this to make it easy, is you take the amount you need and you divide it by how many paychecks you have till you need it. Between me and my boyfriend, it's 8 paychecks. I could do divide it by 8. So it's $177 a week. Now that is, I could do it, but it might make things a little bit difficult since it is a little bit more than what I've been putting away each week for moving. I've been doing like 100 to 150. So I didn't want to make the budget like too difficult. So I figured it out a different way. For the month of August, there's only three more paychecks. I'm gonna put $100 a week. So that'll give us $300 that we're gonna put into the envelope by the end of this month. So what I did is for the month of September, I already put $370 away for rent, because for this entire month I have to put money aside for rent either way. Does that make sense? So I'm already putting $370 away for rent. So in September, I don't have to put aside an extra $100 for moving. The amount that I'm supposed to put to have the exact amount is $223. I rounded up to $225 to make it easy. So by September 30th, I'll have $1,425. So I have a little bit more. I'm planning to do $300 because again, normally for rent, I put $370. So it's a little bit more, but at the same time, it's still less. That way I'll have like breathing room before we move. So by the end of September, if I do $300 a week in September, I'll have $1,800. And what I'll do with that extra money, I'm gonna roll it over for rent the following month. I hope all of this makes sense. In my head, I always like to plan ahead, especially if I do have extra money. I do like to, put some money aside. That way when it does come up, especially with our rent and everything going up and our expenses, I do want to have a little bit aside. That way I can ease into our new budget and what it's gonna look like. They gave me all the fees, the rent, how much it's gonna be, but at the same time, at a new complex, you really don't know what your rent is gonna look like until you've lived in it for a couple of months. Like the water bill, sewer, all of that can be very different from month to month. So I'm planning to have $1,800 by September 30th. I only need the $1,417 by then for like rent for both places, and then whatever extra money I'm gonna roll over to the following month for that rent. So this was my thought process. I hope that it made sense, especially the month of September, why I'm gonna put more money. I don't have to save like an extra $100 or whatever I was doing before paying rent and saving. Oh my god, I hope this makes sense. Maybe this was a bad idea to make this video. So that's the plan for the rest of the money that we have to have saved for the new apartment. And then I did write this out just to get an idea of what our new expenses are gonna look like. Again, this can be very, very different. We really won't know until we are living in the complex. So the rent is $1,645. Funny thing about this is they quoted us $1,645 when we first went to view the apartment, and then we went to view it a second time to see that second unit that I wanted. We applied for it. When we went to go look at it online, the rent had actually gone up to like, I think it was like $1,790 or $1,740. I don't know. It went up by like over $100. So I wasn't going to consider it anymore, but we still went to look at it, and we were like, you know what, let's just do it. Like, we really like this place. So we applied for it. The second time we went, the leasing agent never gave us a new quote. So when we got approved, she was like, do you know what I quoted you for this apartment? And I knew online it was going for a lot more, like, over $100 more, but she didn't give me that quote. You know what I mean? So I told her like, well, the first time we came, you guys quoted us $1,645. And she was like, okay, I'll just put $1,645. And I was was like, wait, can you just type in whatever rent? Can you put like $1,200 or $1,100? Like, I changed my mind. So we got really lucky with that. It should have been more, just based on, you know, what would I guess the market or whatever. So we did get really lucky there. So that's why the rent is $1,645. The media package is $110. That's the internet, the smart home stuff, the valet trash. We did decide to go with the garage. It is $60 to park. It's below the building. I'm always freaked out about like people breaking into the car. Like, I don't know why. Even if we live in a nice area. Right now we live in a very interesting area, I will say. Knock on wood, we haven't had any problems with like break-ins, but I'm always like concerned about it. So I did want to pay extra for the garage just for like a peace of mind. And then also it's easier for like the snow and stuff like that. The other thing that we pay is water and sewer, which is with the rent, and I guess it can change. It's based on like the whole building. I think they allocate it. So I estimated $60 in case there was like any other fees. I can't imagine us paying that much for water and the sewer, but you never know. I did round up for that. And then she did let me know there was like another type of fee. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it was, but it's $5.55. What a strange number to make a fee. I don't know. Total for all of this is about $1,880. I'm planning on $1,880 to $1,900. So again, rounding up quite a bit just in case. That way I have like a number in my head. I might be just over planning, but I rather do this. That way I'm prepared and I'm not like, you know, stuck when, you know, the rent comes up or whatever. I took the larger number, 1,900. Hopefully it stays at 1,900. Divide that by 4 because there's 4 paychecks in the month for us. So it comes out to $475 a week. Right now I put $370 a week, so it's $105 more, which I think isn't too bad. The way that I think about it is I've been putting $100 away or over $100 away for furniture and moving, so it won't be that difficult because now when we move I don't have to save, like put that money aside anymore. So now that can kind of move towards like paying the rent, and I'll still have leftover to do like everything else that I'm, you know, trying to do and save for, and like all my goals. So yeah, I hope this video was not confusing. I hope it made sense. This is just the way that I break things down in my head. I like to do things this way just so that it's not as overwhelming, because when you look at, you know, the big picture, like over $2,000 I have to save by October. That can be a little bit overwhelming, but if you break it down this way, you know, by your paychecks, weekly, daily, however you get paid, it's not as difficult when you kind of think outside the box, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope this is helpful, or at least I hope this makes sense of what I am planning. That way you guys are all up to date on our next adventure, I guess. Thank you all so much for sticking with me to the end of this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell. That way you never miss another one of my videos. I will talk to you all later. Bye now.